two more yesterday that we arrested them for using somebody's accreditation. They are locked up. So you can't try anything, you can't take chances. We are vigilant. We know what we are doing. We want anybody to come inside the red zone to be properly accredited. And that is to ensure that law and order is maintained in our country. And it doesn't matter where you are from. You respect the laws of the country, and as the police and law enforcement in general, we're going to respect you in your capacity. It's not about us as to what you are doing in the ICC. Our business is to ensure that whoever is in there is properly accredited and the area is safe.
As South Africans, we are deeply concerned and ashamed that nationals from other countries have in recent months been subjected to discrimination and ill treatment. I repeat, as South Africans, we are deeply concerned and ashamed that people from other nations, some whose leaders are here, were treated badly and were even forced to leave the country under threat of violence. The criminal actions of a few within our communities are a repudiation of the solidarity upon which this Southern African community is built.
3 people have been arrested for allegedly attempting to gain unauthorized access to the 46th SADC Summit venue in Durban as security operations intensified. The National Joint Operation and Intelligence Structure said 2 Congolese nationals were arrested on Saturday after allegedly attempting to enter the Durban International Convention Center (ICC) using accreditation issued to another person. The pair were intercepted at an access control point after security officials discovered that their identities did not correspond with the accreditation they presented. Police spokesperson Brigadier Glenda Mathe said the 2 men face charges of fraud, impersonation, and contravening the Safety of Sports and Recreation Events Act 2 of 2010 relating to the entering a designated area without authorization, and said their identities and the circumstances surrounding the attempted access remain subject to further investigation. A Zimbabwean national was also arrested earlier last week after allegedly attempting to secure accreditation by falsely claiming to be a performing artist. The individual faces a charge related to being in South Africa illegally. NetJoins has urged accredited delegates and other authorized personnel not to share or transfer their accreditation, warning that only individuals with valid accreditation will be permitted to enter the summit venue. The security structure also said it was prepared for planned marches and gatherings in Durban during the summits, and that NetJoins respects the constitutional right to protest peacefully and lawfully. However, she warned that authorities would have no tolerance for criminality, violence, intimidation, threats, property damage, or attempts to breach restricted areas or deliberately disrupt the summit. Those taking part in marches and gatherings have been urged to comply with the law and follow instructions from law enforcement officers. NetJoins said legitimate protest will not be allowed to become a cover for activities that could compromise the safety, security, or integrity of the high-profile regional summit. Meanwhile, President Cyril Ramaphosa stated that the 16 Southern African Development Community countries with a combined population of nearly 400 million people, has abundant natural resources, a youthful population, and the means to produce everything that its people need. And said we need to remove the cost that we have imposed on ourselves, from reducing the price of phone calls and money transfers to reducing waiting time at our borders and harmonizing customs procedures. However, this must not be limited to only increasing trade with each other. We must produce goods and services together. We must assemble cars in one SADC country from parts manufactured in another using materials produced in a third. Southern Africa has abundant energy resources, minerals and land, skills, technology, industrial capabilities, and strong financial institutions. However, the region imports much of the goods and services it needs. Trade among SADC countries accounts for only about 20% of their combined total trade. President Ramaphosa further stated that our region holds much of the world's critical minerals, yet we export the ore and import the battery. We are supplying an industrial revolution taking place elsewhere and buying back its products at a price set by others. SADC countries must link their economies through corridors of goods and services and industry. The Maputo North-South Trans-Kalahari, Beria and Lobito corridors are being developed, but the region needs to do more so that they become living arteries of commerce, carrying freight, electricity, data, and people. The President of South Africa further added that the region has the Southern Power Pool, which means that the electricity generated in one country powers businesses and lights homes in another. The task now is to widen that pool to ensure all parts of Southern Africa have a reliable supply of affordable energy. SADC must similarly develop its shared water resources so that every country has the water it needs to supply its industries and its people in a sustainable manner. Meanwhile, SADC needs to invest in infrastructure and industry. However, the region's most precious asset is its people. These are summits of the actions that this SADC summit will consider as South Africa works to achieve SADC's Vision 2050 for an integrated, productive and prosperous region. South Africa hosted the 46th summit of SADC in eThekwini, KwaZulu-Natal on August 17, starting the country's turn as chair of SADC. South Africa's focus is on practical steps needed to further integrate the economies of SADC and build a dynamic regional market which is booming, increasingly important in the context of growing turbulence in the global economy.
As South Africans, we are deeply concerned and ashamed that nationals from other countries have in recent months been subjected to discrimination and ill treatment. I repeat, as South Africans, we are deeply concerned and ashamed that people from other nations, some whose leaders are here, were treated badly.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.